Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Jaycee Xmas Show. Today we take the flight to the land of the free, of the new continent of America, and actually more, the Americas. The birdland of our 105-year-old organization. Do you hear the American dream calling to be the leading global network of young active citizens? Once said 105 years ago. And today in COVID times, this is more relevant than ever. This year was not easy. This year was challenging for everybody, also for you as JCI member. Our way of doing was challenged. Our way of connecting was challenged. Our way to create impact was even more challenging. But you, dear JCI member, you fought back. You created many projects. You thought about other ways to create impact. And that's why we are here to give you a big thank you. Because you as member do it more than normal. It takes a difference. It makes a difference. You make the difference. And that's why we applaud to you. So I invite you to sit back and enjoy our guests from the Americas. And please feel free to interact by the chat and like the page Peter Loves JCI to get more content on your digital plate. But now, enough talking and start this show. Our next co-host I discovered during the World Congress in Japan. Indeed, the online version, where he showed his talents on TikTok. Can I introduce you to National President 2020, Justin Wetzke. Hey Justin, welcome to the show. Can you give you a short introduction of yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I'm Justin Wetzke. I'm the current national president of JCI USA, and I've been a member for going on 10 years now, and I helped found a chapter when I started. And overall, outside of Jaycees, I'm a creative professional. I'm a graphic designer, and you can check out my website at whatspossible.com, which starts with WUTZpossible.com. But that's my professional career, and Jaycees has helped me achieve so much in my life by giving me the confidence and communication skills to navigate this world that has so many opportunities to offer.
Absolutely. And what you feel, and I see that you're start to dance, and I have something also start to dance, and certainly sometimes on the TikTok. If people want to react, for example, from which country are you, you can just write it in the chat. We see it here, and we'll bring you in the show because this is our show. It's not me and Justin. It's you and we all together because this is the warm days. These are the days between Christmas and New Year, and it's time to celebrate you. So, Justin, where are you from exactly?
I live in Denver, Colorado, at the foot of the Rocky Mountains.
Okay. Is there how you can describe it? Because I'm here in Belgium, between the Netherlands and France. Is there snowy? Is it mountains? Is it how you can describe that?
It's very mountainy. Denver is known as the Mile High City, so we're 5,280 feet above sea level, and then within a half hour to an hour, you can drive up and hike up to 14,000 feet. Which are known as the 14ers in Colorado. And so that's a really popular thing to do is to hike up into our mountains. They would be comparable to like the Swiss Alps area would be like those types of mountains that are really jaggedy and tall.
Wow, fantastic. And look who's actually joining in, John DiRico. Hi, Peter and Justin. Happy holidays. Well, John, happy holidays to you, your wife, and your two beautiful children. And maybe you know Justin. So, Justin, you can also say something. Don't worry, just interact when you say.
I definitely know John from France, JCI France. It's so exciting to see you on.
Yeah, indeed. Was running for national president this year. Unfortunately, just didn't make it, but had an amazing plan, the resilience plan. And you never know what will pop up later on.
Exactly.
So thank you very much, John, for joining in. So America, well, for us in Europe, it is really, really, really big. But how can you describe it? Is there actually kind of a national way of celebrating Christmas?
Yeah, I mean, I'd
You
say
say.
across the United States, people celebrate Christmas by traveling home to be with their families, kind of in the areas where they were where they were born and raised, and come together and we'll have either a turkey dinner or a dinner with ham, or like a prime rib, uh, beef, uh, protein type dinner, and then just people come together and celebrate and make that food together, and then just kind of hang out. We'll get up. There's lots of different kind of traditions around Christmas. Sometimes individuals or families will open gifts on Christmas Eve, or they'll open them Christmas morning. I think a lot of people open them Christmas morning, especially if you have lots of family and kids, and the kids will wake you up at 5 a.m. and be excited that Santa has come and it's time to go open the presents.
So, and it's actually also you have to put something in the night of a Christmas Eve. I mean, like a carrot or a candy. I don't know. Is Christmas is our Christmas man hungry in
Yeah,
America?
Santa Claus likes cookies and milk in America, and so kids will leave cookies and milk out by the fireplace so that Santa Claus has that snack when he stops in and brings presents.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, I think your national, I think Air Force organization is every year tracking where Santa is. Is that true?
Yes, they do. They have websites where they track Santa Claus to show the kids where he's coming from.
Fantastic. And here, well, actually, we have members of yeah, every continent, I would say, even from India. Vishnu. Hello,
Yes.
Vishnu. Thank you for joining in.
Hey,
Hello.
Vishnu.
Oh, you know each other. Great. Fantastic.
Yeah. Vishnu he's starting in marketing, and he's collaborating with me to help give out some or offer off services to start his business and succeed. And then I know Elitsa too from Bulgaria. She's on.
Absolutely. I think the 2020 current national president of Bulgaria. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So you sat together in the GSI Academy, I guess, last
we
year.
did.
Ah, friends for life, I would say, yes. And well, she noticed that I have something on my head. Thank you very much, Elitsa, for this compliment. I can actually give the others where to buy one for you. So, anyway, how is Christmas celebrated in your country? If you're watching right now, you can actually write it down. And is it also with turkey and beef and with Christmas presents, or is it different? We don't know. And that's why we try to find out. So, Justin, you say that, of course, we are talking about the Americas. And you have, what do you have actually? Well, how is that in JCI divided? Because, of course, I'm from Europe. I know Europe as all these countries. But how is that in JCI wise connected all together?
Well, for JCI for the Americas, we used to be called the Americas, and we just got it all voted in to change our name to America. And we have a campaign to advocate for our unity called One America. And thus, the America includes South America, Central America, and North America. So we have two continents in our sector of JCI, and we have our Conference of the Americas in May, and we'll all be flying to Panama this year to connect and enjoy one another, which is a great space because that Panama truly connects North and South America, and it's an exciting time to come together and learn from each other's cultures and just enjoy that time together, building our leadership skills and learning different impact projects that we can bring back to our countries.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're talking about, well, it's big. I think there's also a lot of language. I think in the south they have more the Spanish, or maybe I would say the Portuguese, and then
Yeah.
in the north more. But the language is bilingual then, if you communicate on those congresses, or how do you have to see
Yeah,
it?
it definitely be bilingual. They will lean towards using English as the main language, but definitely they'll have translators because a large majority of the Americas speak Spanish and Portuguese, and so we need translations. But fortunately for me, they do offer a lot of English speaking events and activities. But again, I really appreciate the opportunity to use translation devices and to learn and speak other cultures' languages, so that it's not all catered to English speaking individuals. I also took Spanish in high school, so I know some Spanish, so it helps a little bit when I've gone down to South America to visit my fellow members down there.
So it's a little bit more that you say than "Allo y qué tal." Eh?
Yeah.
I hope so. Anyway, we have actually Paul. He's bringing up Belgium traditions. He says gourmet, stone grill, fondue. In the middle of the table. Yes, I know that. And with a little piece of meat, and then actually everybody in the pot. And then I don't know if you know that, but it ends up that somebody is losing his meat, so he has only the stick left, and everybody have to put out to find the meat. So it's kind of hectic, but it connects people around the table. Do you have that also in America? The fondue, stone grill.
Not for me, not known during the holidays, but definitely we do have fondue, and we have restaurants dedicated to fondue where you can go in and be with your friends and family and have that center area filled with the fondue, so you can dip different things into it.
Oh, great. Thank you very much, Paul. But I have a feeling that we see you later on in the show too. Anyway, one thing that you're the national president, and I noticed that in the World Congress. You used actually I think it was the morning show, TikTok, to show the values of JCI, and how you came on that idea.
I've been studying TikTok the last few years and trying to get brave enough to do a video, and essentially it just took me just doing one and trying it. And just after looking at it, I think there's a huge opportunity for JCI members to be on TikTok, sharing skill sets and sharing advice and input on TikTok. There's definitely an audience on TikTok where we're learning from one another in quick 15 to 60 second tidbits of information. And so I thought it would be cool to come up with the top 5 reasons to travel and explore cultures within JCI, and the top reasons to utilize JCI to your own benefit, so that you can then give to others and give to our communities from a full cup, versus trying to give from an empty one, where maybe you're not happy in your own personal life and you're avoiding overcoming your challenges by giving so much to communities. That's where JCI is here to help you fill your cup, and then you can give upon to others from a full place.
Yeah. Well, actually, I want to say that, of course, I'm very curious if there are any results on that.
I mean, for myself, I've really learned in Jaycees to take that time to self-reflect and to think about the things that I want for myself that are happy. I know that, or are you talking about TikTok, the use of TikTok, or are you talking about?
Just to know if, for example, people know TikTok, hey, interesting, but we know more about the dancing movies and the energetic stuff.
Right.
So I mean, you're curious if you can recruit members with that, or at least get you notifications or something like that. I don't know. I'm just asking.
You got to start somewhere. Obviously, I mean, my videos have only gotten like about enough views of the people that were attending World Congress to go watch those. But in TikTok, you have to, be pushing out material and videos daily almost, and multiple times a day, I think. But I think, especially when you're talking about culture and sharing stories, that's another place that we could come into play is, we come from different countries and different worlds where different songs have different meanings and opportunities to share dances. And that's another thing you could do on TikTok.
Well, I have another question. You were actually this year national president. And you're national president of the USA, the motherland of JCI. I have a question for you. What is the a project in GSCI USA that you said, that was really something that I liked, or that had actually an award? I don't know, something that maybe you want to share here in this international crowd.
I mean, for me, the projects that I've been proud of the most is I think happening this year, where a lot of our chapters in USA have done community oriented activities and fundraisers over and over again every year. And because of pandemic, and we couldn't be out in the face of the public and making those in-person connections, a lot of those projects had to be canceled because they couldn't do them anymore, and our members had to think on their feet. And so we had a lot of members coming together. The one I think I was most excited about was during pandemic, the service industry was hit really hard because restaurants were closed. And so we had a chapter in Mississippi come together and create and work with a t-shirt company and a marketing company to create a pride campaign for their community called Hattiesburg Strong. And there was a logo created where "you are" was highlighted. So "you are strong" was highlighted in that campaign. And members could go purchase shirts, or anyone could go purchase shirts in that community or across the country to show their support. And then the money would go to support individuals that were struggling during the pandemic and the quarantine. And they also offered a listing of your favorite servers and service industry leaders in your community that you could go give them a tip through their Venmo or PayPal account, and support and just give them a little bit of extra money that they aren't getting because they were forced out of work.
Okay, wow. Well, Justin, can you just type the link in the private chat so I can share it with everybody? Because I think some people are very interested.
Oh, yeah.
And I have actually a question from Militza. It goes like this. Do Jaycees from the Americas exploit the international opportunities? Are they mostly interested in international events and projects, or do they prefer local initiatives? I think a very good question.
It's a very good question. In fact, I think that Jaycees from the United States have limited access to JCI because there are so many opportunities at their local and state level, because we have a state level as well. It'd almost be like if JCI Europe had a board of directors and a president overseeing all the nations of Europe, and then being part of the international board of directors. But so our members don't get to see those international opportunities because they're so focused on the state and national things that the international opportunities kind of don't siphon down into them. But we are trying to create pathways and communication opportunities that will extend that to the local level, so that members can know that, hey, maybe the local or the state level isn't as appealing to me or going to support my needs, and that there's an opportunity at the national or international level that is going to be more of interest to me, that can help support my goals for myself to achieve. And then I believe that also once you achieve that ability to access international opportunities, you'll bring those back home to your community to help overcome challenges, and also help extend that opportunity to your peers and fellow members locally.
So I understand it's kind of because they're so occupied with all the possible possibilities locally, or let's say nationally, that of course the international is an extra dimension, extra effort.
Yeah. Well, I would say their struggle sometimes to even understand that there's a national level of opportunity, let alone the international. But again, like that's something that we've worked really hard on the last few years, is to expose those opportunities for what they are, and how, I've gone to 4 or 5 international world congresses, and I constantly am asked, where are the USA members? We want to meet them. When will we see more of them? Because we're only bringing 35 to 50 members to an international event, and we don't see why that couldn't be stronger numbers, seeing over 100 to over 500 members could be attending these international events because of the cool opportunities that exist.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, is it true that you're around 12,500 members currently?
We're currently around 10,000 members.
Okay, good. Well, outdated information. But anyway, that's actually 10 times more than Belgium alone. So,
Well, the amazing thing, the flip side of pandemic is that it forced our country into really embracing technology and doing events online so that we could give international opportunities to the local members. It wasn't until this year that JCI offered us to give our courses out online. And so I'm really excited that that shift happened, because that opens up a whole new doorway, especially to our members that live on the western side of the country, where it's a 4 to 6 hour drive to the next community.
okay. Oui. Then actually already passing 3 or 4 countries in Europe. So that's far for European view. Anyway, thank you very much. But actually, I think Paul wants to add something on it. He says a big shout out to the Jaycees of the Quad Cities from Iowa, who reached out to the JCI Antwerp in Belgium to form a transatlantic relationship, a friendship that is slowly forming. Wow. Thank you very much, Paul.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So you see, it is working, even in COVID times, that we actually can build relationships. So, Justin, if I watch in my waiting room, I see impatient people want to show a comment. And because it's one of your friends, I would actually say, can you introduce her?
All right, everybody. I think he's talking about my dear friend and fellow leader in JCI Canada, Sue Salimosi. I asked her if she would come on the show and share some traditions and information from Canada, to just keep interesting things, showing what this is a little bit more in North America. And then I'm excited later in the show to bring on some South American members.
Okay, so welcome, Sue Salimosi. Hey.
Hello.
Hi, Sue.
It's been a while since I've seen your face, Justin.
I know. You look so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I fixed up the top half. I'm still wearing pajama pants though.
Well, you look wonderful.
I grabbed a Santa hat because I saw Peter was wearing a hat, so I don't know if I should put this on.
I would say yes. It's a Christmas show, so you have actually the perfect opportunity to do that.
There we go. Which way
so,
is it?
Sue,
Oh, okay.
so you're from Canada, is that true?
Yeah, I'm in Western Canada, all the way over in British Columbia.
Okay. And, well, actually, the first question I always ask to the people joining in is, how do you celebrate Christmas in Canada?
Well, Christmas Day, Christmas morning is typically the traditional when Santa's come, and Christmas Eve, we wake up Christmas morning and have our gifts with our kids and families. In my family, it's usually a bit of a mayhem because my husband's side of the family is European, so we celebrate Christmas Eve, and then we get everyone together and drive out to my mom's and celebrate Christmas morning, spend Christmas Day there. And then we gather everybody up again and we go to my dad's on Boxing Day and celebrate a third Christmas. So there's always loads of family time and Christmas magic. Of course, this year it was a little bit different with COVID. Those visits were, Zoom calls instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to do a lot of planning in advance to get gifts shipped on time. And
yeah, absolutely. I know in Canada, of course, it's also a country of immigrants and also a lot of European immigrants. Though I have actually a family who came from the Flanders, there's a north side of Belgium, to do some farming, and they stayed there in Canada, in the middle around Manitoba, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Manitoba, yes. So I have I'm talking here about the early 20s of the 20th century. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but you have also a French part in Canada. Is that a different kind of celebration of Christmas than the English part, or?
I am not as familiar because Quebec is on the east coast of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And I have not spent Christmas over there. I have been over there. And I know that Quebec City, right in the heart of Quebec, has a lot of European influence, at least in their architecture. I'm making some assumptions, but I'm assuming that their traditions are very follow kind of a similar line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So, and of course, I know that there are some foodies watching right now. What do you bring on the table in Canada?
Yeah, I was thinking a lot about food. So Christmas Eve, my mother-in-law is Hungarian, so we do have. I mean, she still does turkey, but we always have cabbage rolls and pierogies on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day brunch, we have eggs Benedict, so eggs with ham and English muffins and hollandaise sauce. My mom does turkey and stuffing. She's famous for her delicious stuffing. And then Boxing Day, we do ham and scallop potatoes. It's a lot of
Wow.
food.
Yeah, that's
by
a
the
lot of food.
27th, by the 27th, I'm in a food coma and I need to sleep for a week because I've had so much to eat.
Yeah, and is it also there that actually then everybody starts doing sports in the beginning of January then to get
They
those
should, yeah. A lot of
or they
a lot
should.
a lot of gyms and studios here do ramp up with lots of challenges to kick off the new year to keep everybody moving.
Yeah, well, actually, this is recorded from a gym in lockdown, so that's why I know that. But indeed, we everybody is starting up with the new body in the mind, and yeah, if you eat so much, it's a body, yeah, it's normal. Huh? Anyway, thank you very much, Sue. But our friend Justin said that you are also doing something in media, that you're creating media, and if you see your equipment, that is not a normal equipment or a microphone that you're having.
What?
Can you tell me something about what you're doing?
It's not normal to have a microphone set up. I This year was a pretty wicked year for me. I'm one of the national vice presidents here in JCI Canada, and we launched a podcast for the national organization. So that was my year getting that podcast off the ground and just getting on the airwaves with stuff about JCI for our membership. And I'm working on my 2020 wrap up episode after we get off this call. That's my next project. It's my last one, and I'm handing the microphone over to the next podcast host for next year.
Okay, and how was the experience to podcast? Because I'm sure there are people watching right now. You say podcast. What do you need for that? Is that difficult to make? And do you create impact with that?
It's it was such a cool experience this year. The idea was pitched to me by Neil Fitzgerald, who's incoming international vice president, I believe. He's covering Canada, actually, as one of his countries. So he pitched it to me early last year, or sometime maybe June or July of 2019. And so I spent about 6 months researching and gathering ideas and figuring out what I needed to do. Um, I don't have it in front of me, but I ended up getting someone to actually draw me a picture of all the steps of how podcasts work. I was so confused and frustrated. Um, it was a huge learning curve, even over 6 months, to learn all of the ins and outs and how it all works and the programs that I needed to use. I used about 3 different programs, one for gathering audio, one for editing audio, and one for distributing the audio out into the podcast world. So figuring out how those worked, and then not just the technical side, but then also figuring out the content and how to make the content interesting, and how to keep people engaged and wanting to hear more. So the biggest thing for me this year was I had a partner. I had an editor for the podcast, so someone who actually was like a second ear. He listened to everything and did a once over and helped me edit and create that content. But even by the time we launched in January, after 6 months of putting work into the podcast, I still had a huge learning curve, and I'm still learning now all the pieces that go into podcasting. So
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope that it made impact.
No, that's great that you loved it, because I did also a podcast for the French team for national president with John DeRico, who was earlier in the show. And I can tell you, it is hard work. But please, that's the learning curve, of course. Yeah. If you know how to do it, then it becomes easy and fun. That's what. Yeah, absolutely.
Biggest lesson though was asking for help, realizing that I was in over my head and going, okay, like I need somebody on my team that can help pick up the slack where I'm missing things. So that was a great lesson.
Absolutely. Put things together, like you said, which software to use, what shall I record, what I ask the questions of the guests, the artwork, the launching. It's huge work, but hey, I think, do you see it as a value like TikTok for example, local chapters to have, or maybe or national level to have, to expand the visibility of JCI?
Not only that, but I see it as a legacy, because the content is there, right? People can go back and listen to the content, and I think it was a fluke that we started this podcast in such a great year. I mean, having 2020, just having one more point of media, something that people can listen to, that they can turn to know that there's still people out there talking and creating positive change, for lack of better words.
Absolutely positive change, and also in Canada, well, that's what, like, one project that I know that started in 2020, and like the other project of Justin, I think that's well, can you just give me a link, Justin, so I can share it to the people. But these are the positive projects this year. But unfortunately, not everything was happy, slappy even. I don't know. Well, here in Belgium, lockdown. Actually, the total lockdown was the 13th of March, and nobody saw it coming. And we had to reinvent ourselves. We were challenged to say how we can meet, how we get our members on board. And there were maybe also there in Canada and in America different reactions. Some started doing projects, otherwise waited, and otherwise maybe only focused on themselves and the family, which is completely normal.
Yep.
But don't forget also, COVID was also full of opportunities. And we did a lot of projects. If you see what was coming and was creating, for example, this Christmas show was never been possible if there was no COVID. We would never thought about it. Just like that. And I want to actually give a big shout out to all the Jaycee members who were also there and doing stuff. And they set aside maybe their personal feelings. Maybe they were also hit by COVID themselves, or maybe family members. I think 1 million people already died of COVID-19. And that's a lot. And certainly the second wave, I don't know how it's there in your country, but certainly the second wave made it actually very close. People got COVID. For example, I was on a JCI meeting, and 3 days later, I got a phone call. Or they said somebody there had COVID. So that close it was. And that makes you think. And that's why I would actually give a moment of reflection to all people now there watching about the pain maybe and the struggle and the confusion, because we have to give that a place. It's absolutely normal for JC members to feel that. And I know we are strong and we can do everything, but we are also human beings in the first place. And that's why I actually have here a beautiful song one of my favorite composers. He's called music composer Hans Zimmer. Maybe you know it. I especially chose somebody of America. And I'll share the screen right now. Voila. And this song is from a movie. I won't say which one it is, but just for the next 3 minutes and a half, relax, reflect, and enjoy. But like always, technique got me, so I have to share the sound, otherwise it will be nothing. Don't worry, be in that bubble, reflect about what happened this year. I see some tears, Sue.
That was beautiful.
I know. I like it very much too.
I also cry very easily. So.
Don't worry. It has been a very difficult year also. Struggling. So thank you very much for all the members who actually struggled but are still there. And 2021 will be also not that easy. We all know that. Vaccinations, not vaccinations, holidays, I have no idea. Congresses, I hope so. But one thing we are having in common is that we never give up. Because we believe in a network. And like now tonight, we believe that unity makes us stronger as an organization. And we all survive this. But time for happy stuff. Time for prizes. And therefore, I bring on the floor Paul Presents. Because Paul Presents has a prize for us. And other prizes are there too, but I don't reveal anything because I first have to ask Justin, can you give me 5 questions that people have to answer to get a prize? So if you want a prize there, please get ready and be awake. I know, maybe you went out for a drink or maybe you're crying right now, but wake up because there is hope. And I see Paul is coming in and has already his drink ready, and maybe you too. And tonight, maybe you can feel lucky. But first, let's take Paul in and ask him what his prize is for you. Hello, Paul. Do you hear me?
Hello, good evening or good afternoon in America.
Indeed. Hey, Paul, there you are. And as I already said, today our members or people live watching can win a prize. So if you know somebody who likes a prize, well, Paul has one for you. Paul, can you just explain who you are and what are you doing as a JCI member and what is your prize?
Well, so my name is Paul Navot and I'm from Jaycee Antwerp in Belgium. I'm the immediate past president. So last year when Corona struck, it was in the middle of my presidential year. So we shut down all the plants. Like we had an amazing multi-twinning plant with chapters from all over Europe, like 3 days after everything shut down. So we had to cancel it all. And many other things that we couldn't do, but we turned into digital meetings, etc. Of course. So Jaycee Antwerp is where I'm a member and past president, and EC Bruges is also in my name. It's the European Conference in 2022. So everybody first, of course, go to the European Conference in Rostock in Germany in June. We hope that it will be able to really happen under safe conditions. But in 2022, the European Conference is going to be in Bruges, and I'm part of the directors board where I'm responsible for communication. And communication is what I also do in my professional life. I'm a self-employed entrepreneur. Paul Presents, and I help companies with their presentations. So whenever anybody needs to present in front of an audience, be it live in front of groups, which doesn't happen so much for the moment, but can also be online, of course. I help them with story. What are you going to say? Why are you saying it? What's your message? Get everything clear. Make sure the slides are a good support of what you're trying to say, not too much distraction. And then we can coach you on how to really give a powerful delivery. So that's what I professionally do. And the gift I'm offering, the present, is we have a full half-day coaching based on any presentation that the person who wins wants to or needs to give. We can analyze it. You can practice together, whatever is necessary. Look at the story, look at the message, look at the slides, whatever is necessary to make that presentation a success. That's my offering.
Well, Paul, thank you very much. I see already Justin getting ready for the prize because I think he'll like it. But anyway, I think every member needs to give a presentation in his or her life. So it's valuable for everybody. And because it's online, Paul, you can actually do it for everybody.
It doesn't matter where you are. I mean, I didn't mention I have a lot of relationship with America in the sense that I married an American. She moved. I gave her an upgrade from New York to Antwerp, which only me thinks is funny. She doesn't think it's funny, but she moved to Antwerp nonetheless. And So I have a lot of family living in Ohio, by the way. We were supposed to visit them with Christmas, but that didn't happen this year. But I'm really looking forward to visit the entire family next Christmas, and also visit New York again. Of course, it's always great. And other parts, like I mentioned, JCI, the Quad Cities in the previous comment. It's only a short drive, I've been told, from Cleveland to Iowa. I mean, relatively short. So I'm hoping actually to be able to visit them also soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Good. Your first prize. And I'm going to my co-host, Justin. Hey, Justin.
Hey.
Do you have a question? Well, just say yes or no. Yes, you have a question. Don't say anything, because first I'm going to explain the rules. And because we are in social media, and I know that also Facebook is liking very much interaction, that means actually that the right answer can be given underneath. Means actually here around, in the chat. If you're watching Facebook-wise or YouTube-wise, just type it. And I think it's a good idea to, let's say, have the prize for the first right answer, and maybe possible multiple answers. What do you think, Justin? Is that a good idea?
Yes.
Okay.
It's also a good idea, but there's only really a solid good one answer with the questions I'm going to ask.
Okay, well, that's very clear, and I think Justin will be a very tough judge today. Okay.
Justin is pretty tough. I mean, look at that face.
I'm glad that you're there in America. Where you pull me through the camera. He's ready to rumble. I hope you are ready to rumble too, because now I give the floor for the first question, and the first prize is, of course, the beautiful prize of Paul Naveau. Get a full and get a very professional presentation by Paul Presents. Justin, can you give me the first question?
All right. Where is World Congress going to be hosted for JCI in 2021?
So where is the next World Congress in 2021?
I know.
Oh, Sue.
Well, I know too, but I'm hoping to
Well,
give it.
I will tell you even I will tell you even more, Sue. Not tomorrow, but after tomorrow, I have the CUC director of that World Congress in the show. So, and if you look at my live streams, you will see which country it will be. So, very interesting. And it's also live because actually people are finding their chat box. So that leaves actually very open because we have to improvise. That also people in the show can participate. Because the rules are very simple. The first one with the right answer wins. So, Sue, let's just ask you if you want to know it.
I do. It's in Johannesburg. I can't speak. Johannesburg, South Africa.
South Africa. And Justin, is that the right answer?
That is correct. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Well, so Sue and Paul will connect you together. It happens, of course. Oh my God, John DeRico. How that's really the French way. Eh? Coming too late. I'm sorry for the French. It's not true. C'est pas vrai. C'est une blague. It's a joke, of course. But anyway, John, I see that you're start to be active. Okay, because we have a second prize. And the second prize is coming from, I think, Justin Wetzke, somebody here in the studio. Justin, what is the prize that you want to give?
I'm going to make a logo for the winner, and they can use it for anything or any network that they need, and we'll work together to create a logo for you.
Okay, well, John is saying that he's late fashionably. Yes, of course, any explanation counts. But let's focus on Justin's prize. Justin's prize is your own logo. And doesn't everybody want his own logo? Start a personal brand?
And
I think yes.
He's very talented.
Yeah,
Hey,
or you can do it for an event. We could do whatever you want.
Whoa, that's a nice challenge. So, if you want your own logo, if you want to start your personal brand, well, this is the moment to write the right answer. And of course, Justin has question number 2 ready.
Yeah.
So, Justin, what is your question? And John, not be fashionable late, please, because otherwise prize is gone. You never know that people start to wake up. So, Justin, what is the second question?
All right. How many states make up the United States of America?
Oh my God. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Canada, is that also a state of America?
No, they are their own
Not.
nation.
Funny about Canada, we have provinces and territories, so that would be like a trick question.
Okay, good. Oh, wait, okay, we have an answer, and this time on
And
time.
the flag and start counting.
So, we have an answer. Oh, sorry, we have an answer of John DiRico, and he goes for 50.
That
Is
is
that-
correct. That is
It
it.
is correct. Ding. Yes, very right. Voila, John, amazing answer. Wow, and very quick thinking and counting. So congratulations with your 50. You don't get 50 Shades in Grey, but you get a logo with Justin. That can turn out in something very beautiful, of course. Anyway, congratulations. And I have actually also a special prize. This is coming from Beer Select. And Beer Select is, let's say, a member of my personal local chamber, JCI Brussels. And she is actually doing online beer tours and tastings. And of course, not with just normal beers, but with beautiful Belgian beers. And she is really specialized in it. I try to now to find a bit her. Voila, there we are.
Where you ship to Canada?
Well, that's the beautiful thing. You can ask her.
It's
Because
cool.
it's
I like her stuff very much also. What she does is great. I also know her.
yeah, voila. So let's just give her some airplay. Why not? We are here, JC members for JC members, and certainly if we start, voila. And now as you see her, voila, that's her, the lady in it's a lady, and she's doing this in a kind of man's world. So if you want to show who you are, well, start something in a kind of cliche environment. And as you can see, well, I see Sue already getting thirsty.
Somebody wants to win another prize.
No, but you never know. She gives 10% discount on every product in her catalog. So there's also English, I think. Let's go there. Voila. Whoopla. There we are. So she's actually a very energetic new member, almost an official member. But she's also working for your team, isn't it, Paul?
She's also involved in the European conference. Absolutely. She's part of the communications team. She's doing our Instagram and Facebook. That's what she's working on also, together with other people. And she's had a pretty rough time with the Corona lockdown, etc. Because she gives live tours. That she does beer tours in Brussels and Bruges, and of course all those tours are illegal right now. You just can't have them. So now she's reinventing her business. Like, okay, we're doing online tastings now and beer. Like, she's trying to really reorganize her business to basically survive a little bit. I mean, I hope she doesn't mind me saying, but I mean, it's for some businesses are really suffering in this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And she also does Sue online beer tastings, which actually is possible that you buy, for example, a Belgian beer, because we have a gigantic beer export in Belgium, that you actually buy it locally, for example, and get an online tasting just at your home. Could be also an option. Of course, you can ask anything she knows about Belgian beers. She just wants to say that she is actually a passionate beer lover and shares love to share everything what she knows about Belgian beers. So, well, let's go to that question, Justin.
There might be people. Sorry for interrupting, Peter. I have a feeling there might be people in Americas that might be interested in getting some friends together and have some expert about Belgian beers come talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well. Well, Thirsty Sue, get ready. But first, of course, so you get a 10% discount, and that discount is, I think, for everybody. But everybody with only the correct answer. So are you listening or are you watching right now? Get ready, and you're thirsty by seeing all these beautiful beers tasting by Lieselot Koda. That's her name. And you want to support a young starting business, also having difficulties in lockdown. Be ready, because Justin is going to ask here the third question. And as I say, only good answers get the 10% discount. But you can actually answer as many times as you want. With one correct answer, of course. With one correct. But you can order as much as you want, I think. So enough talking. Start almost drinking. Justin, give me the question.
All right. So we see that all my questions are JCI or America themed. And I mentioned it earlier. A JCI Conference of the America is in which nation in 2021?
So the regional conference in 2021 is somewhere in a city, which is also the country. And it what was it? Connecting actually the north and the south together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in some ways you can go completely through it.
Yes, you can go through it. You can boat through it.
So this is a question everybody can answer, right? It's not just one winner, or
everybody can answer. You can also answer.
I don't want to steal away the prize, but I'm going to answer it anyway. Then.
Yeah. Just start in the chat. I want to see it in the chat.
Ooh,
okay. Ooh, that's a nice guess, Paul. We don't reveal, of course, the right answer.
Well, I know actually some people of our chapter actually have a fee. They were going to go, and then now they're going to go next.
Because actually, that was also organized in 2020. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So it was canceled, and then they. I'm not saying the name. Don't worry. What was it? Brazil, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay. Haiti, Jamaica, Canada.
Okay.
Edmonton has actually hosted the Conference of the Americas in the past up here in Canada.
All right. That? Well, now I open also for the hosts to fill in. So I also want that beer. Voila. And it seems I have a double. So Sue, if you want to have the beer too, you can actually put it in.
Yeah, put your answer in.
Yeah. You can actually hear.
I don't have a.
No. In this, wait. For the persons who are watching, we are actually also in a kind of studio environment, and now I will direct Sue to that studio environment where she actually can add in the comment. So Sue. Next to you have comments.
I have comments, but there's no box for me to type in. I
normally completely down, and you see all, and then there's a little box.
I see Paul. I see Peter loves JCI.
I also don't have a box, actually.
I don't have a box for typing.
You don't have a box.
I'm saying the answer in my head instead.
I typed my answer on Facebook, actually. So.
Oh, that's also possible.
So if you go to our WhatsApp for Academy, there's a Facebook link in there that can take you to that page.
Oh my gosh, this is complicated, you guys.
Wait, I will. I have a better idea, Sue. I will just type your name. And
I'll chase it down so I can get some beer. I'll make it work.
Well, it feels like starting a podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
Difficult in the beginning.
I see there's a comment there from Elitsa saying she shared the JCI Canada podcast. I just want to
Oh
say
yeah, let's
thank
have
you.
that. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, but I know that Elitsa wants to do a podcast herself too, or at least for
wow.
JCI Bulgaria. So
I'm open for questions and help if you get stuck.
voila, Elitsa, if you hear that, you know also somebody who wants to help you. And Sue said it helped her. So together we can share and we can actually go further.
I haven't figured out yet how to add a comment. It's not
Don't worry, I will do it for you. Don't worry about it.
I think her guess was Mexico.
Thanks, Justin. For Sue, Panama.
Yes, absolutely. So we help each other
Supposed to
out.
be in Panama this year.
Yeah, absolutely. We did get a call. Justin, I have a question for you. Were there other guests coming or are they delayed?
I get if they are in the waiting room. I guess they are not. I guess they might not have been able to get away from work.
Okay, good. No problem. That happens. That also happens in life. So I think that maybe it's time to close this Christmas show. I had a very good time. I learned about America, Christmas in America, projects that you shared. By the way, let's share one thing because you were mentioning it, Hattiesburg. Thank you for writing it down. We can share it right now. And as you can see, this is the thing about Hattiesburg, and voila, here we are. Can you give a little bit comment because Justin just before in the beginning said one project that he really liked in JCI USA, and it was this project. Can you just give a quick comment, Justin?
Yeah, the chapter in Hattiesburg, Mississippi just came together and they worked with some local businesses and built some partnerships and created this community pride opportunity to have individuals purchase shirts. And then the proceeds were to go help support businesses and individuals that were impacted by pandemic during pandemic. And they also had a website, like a side wing of this opportunity that was where individuals could go offer tips to their service industry people that they used to patron when restaurants and bars were open. And so offering opportunities to keep giving an income somewhat to those individuals while they're kind of unemployed and waiting for the industry to open back up.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you're home and watching, well, you can do this, of course. One of the beautiful things of a project is actually that they sometimes can be just copied because you don't have to reinvent the wheel, I think. It's the beautiful thing is the fact that we're creating impact is more important than who has the most original idea.
Right.
So, good. John DeRico got his prize and is going. Typical John. That's joking, of course. Take care and hope to see you soon. Absolutely, John, and take care of you and your family, and of course all of your French Resilient members. It was great to work with you, and voila. So thank you very much for the people watching. I would say like the page Peter Loves JCI, and there's also a group, the Jaycee Xmas Show, like that too if you start liking. I would say I was Peter van der Velde. I'm a passionate of local board member of JCI Brussels and passionate about JCI and digitalization. I don't know what the exact word is. And
I got it.
Thank you, Sue. No, please correct me. We are here to learn, and because in my language it's a little bit different. So digitization, right? Wow, yeah. 10 points. Good. And we talked about today about digital media like TikTok or podcasts. And these are things that I'm actually trying to invest, like this show, a live stream show to connect and uniting people. We have this means, but we still need the skills to do that. And I think if we all learn and help each other to teach each other, we create that impact, that visibility that JCI needs. And these people in the show, these are kind of showing us the way as Jaycees, how to go further. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to invest in these things. So Justin, Sue, Paul, thank you very much for being here in this special time, but in this beautiful Christmas show, and to give us warmth and sharing your information, because sharing is caring. Absolutely, yes. Yeah. As you see, we repeated this many times. No, of course not. It's just improvisation here. That is also what GSCI is. Improvisation sometimes. But thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for being here. Take that with you. Be strong, and be strong also in 2021. Because we're all together here as one JCI family. I salute you from here, from Belgium, and I say a good day, good night, or good morning. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.